Hey y'all, before I dive in, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? Your city? Your country? And if you're as fed up with entitled neighbors as I am, hit that like button and subscribe. Maybe check out my second channel for more wild stories like this one. Links in the description. Alright, let's get into it. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And trust me, it's a ride. Picture this, a quiet morning in my little corner of Willow Creek, South Carolina. My coffee's brewing. Jazz is humming in the background, and I'm about to take my pride and joy, a 2022 Lamborghini Aventador, cherry red, for a spin. Her name's Scarlett, and she's not just a car. She's my reward for years of grinding, late nights, and believing a kid from a rough Atlanta neighborhood could make it big. But in a split second, that dream turned into a nightmare, all because of a spoiled kid, his unhinged mom, and a level of audacity that'll make your jaw drop. My name's Marcus Tate. And I'm not the type to flaunt what I've got. I keep things low-key, especially in Willow Creek, a sleepy town where folks still wave from their porches, and the biggest drama is usually who's winning the chili cook-off. By day, I work a government job, something high-stakes out of DC that I don't talk about much. Let's just say it involves a lot of paperwork, sharp thinking, and keeping cool under pressure. Back home, I'm just Marcus, the guy who loves vinyl records, a good bourbon, and, yeah, a supercar that roars like a lion. Scarlett's my escapian weekends. I'd take her out on those winding low-country roads, palmetto trees blurring past, the V12 engine singing, pure freedom. But in a town like this, a car like that stands out, and not always in a good way. Most folks were cool. Miss Clara next door thought I was some kind of music producer, which always got a chuckle out of my butt. Then there were the Carters. The Carters moved into the big, gaudy house across the street about 8 months back. Think McMansion with too many columns and a fountain that screamed, "We're trying too hard." Diane Carter, who insisted everyone call her Dee Dee, was a walking stereotype. Bleached blonde hair piled high, voice like a megaphone, always in some loud animal print getup. Her husband, Gerald, was this quiet, nervous guy who looked like he was perpetually apologizing for existing. And their son, Brandon, 21, was the kind of kid who thought the world owed him a trophy just for waking up. He'd slouch on their porch, scrolling his phone, puffing on a vape, glaring at the world like it personally offended him. From the jump, Dee Dee rubbed me the wrong way at a neighborhood barbecue. She sidled up, all fake smiles, and said, "Well, Marcus, it's just so surprising to see someone like you with a car like that." That someone like you hung there, heavy, ugly. I just grinned, said, "Work hard, Dee Dee, you might get there too," and walked off, but it stung. Brandon, though, was obsessed with Scarlett, always staring. Once even came over while I was waxing her, asking, "How much does that set you back? Bet it's got a weak alarm, huh?" His eyes had this greedy glint, like he was sizing her up. I brushed it off, kept my answers short, but deep down, something felt off. Fast forward to a Saturday morning, sun just peeking over the oaks, and I'm ready for my ritual coffee, Miles Davis, and a drive in Scarlett. I grab her key fob, head to the garage, hit the button to open the door, and nothing. Just an empty slab of concrete where my $400,000 car should be. My heart stops, coffee mug frozen halfway to my mouth. For a second, I think I'm dreaming. Maybe I parked her outside. Nope, never. I check the locks, the alarm, everything's intact, but Scarlett's gone. Panic hits like a freight train. I'm on the phone with the Willow Creek PD, voice shaking. "My Lamborghini's been stolen. Red Aventador. You gotta find it." The dispatcher's calm, asking for details, but I'm pacing, mind racing. How does a car like that vanish in a town this small? It's not exactly subtle. An hour later, my phone rings. It's Officer Jenkins, voice heavy. "Mr. Tate, we found your car, but, it's been in an accident. Downtown, corner of Main and Laurel. You might want to come see this." I tear across town in my old Toyota, heart pounding, and when I get there, it's worse than I could have imagined. Scarlett's wrapped around a streetlight, her front end crumpled, hood twisted, windshield shattered, red paint scarred like a fresh wound. It's like seeing a piece of my soul broken. And standing there, looking way too smug for someone who just wrecked my car, is Brandon Carter, hair gelled to perfection, yelling at the cops like he's the victim. "That's the guy," he shouts, pointing at me as I step out of my car, legs like jelly. "He's the one you should be arresting." I'm floored. This kid stole my car, crashed it, and now he's blaming me? Before I can even process it, a champagne-colored SUV screeches up, double parks, and out storms Dee Dee Carter, leopard print dress, heels clicking, voice piercing the morning air. "Brandon, my baby, are you okay?" She fusses over him, ignoring the wreckage, then spins on me, eyes blazing. "You? What did you do to my son? He could have been killed." I'm dumbfounded, barely getting out. "Your son stole my car, Dee Dee. That's my Lamborghini he trashed." She scoffs, tossing her hair. "Stole? Please, Brandon would never. You probably left the keys out. People like you are so careless." "That, people like you," again, dripping with venom. I'm shaking, fury mixing with grief, but I hold it together. "He broke into my garage, Dee Dee. That's a felony." Brandon chimes in. "Nah, the garage was open. Keys were right there. It's entrapment." I'm speechless, the nerve of this kid. Officer Jenkins steps in, trying to calm things, but Dee Dee's on a roll, jabbing a finger at me. "You're gonna pay for this, Marcus. Pay for my son's trauma. Pay for that junk heap you call a car. You probably set this up for the insurance money." I laugh, a sharp, bitter sound. "Pay you? You're out of your mind." But Dee Dee's not done. "My Brandon's sensitive. He'll need therapy for years after this. You'll hear from our lawyer." She storms off, Brandon smirking behind her, and I'm left standing by Scarlett's ruins, wondering how my life turned into a bad reality show. That moment lit a fire in me. I wasn't just gonna let these people walk all over me, not with their lies, their racism, their sheer gall. I've dealt with tough situations in DC, negotiated high-stakes deals, so I knew how to play this smart. First, I called my lawyer, Sarah Brooks, a no-nonsense pro who laughed when I told her Dee Dee's demands. "Marcus, these people are delusional," she said, "but we'll bury them in facts." I started digging into the Carters, using skills from my job, public records, old court filings, even a favor from a friend, let's call him Leo, who's a wizard at finding dirt. Turns out, the Carters were no strangers to trouble. They'd bounced around small towns, leaving behind unpaid bills, shady deals, even a case where Brandon borrowed a neighbor's ATV and crashed it. Dee Dee had a habit of joining local clubs, racking up tabs, then crying foul when asked to pay. It was a pattern: grift, bluster, move on. The kicker? A week before the theft, Brandon posted a blurry pic of my garage on Instagram, caption, "Living the dream, soon goals." That wasn't a joyride, it was planned. Armed with this, Sarah and I built our case, but Dee Dee wasn't slowing down. She spread lies all over town on Facebook groups, at the local diner, saying I was some shady rich guy framing her innocent son. She even got a blog post on Willow Creek Whispers, run by a gossip named Linda Fay, calling me a new money troublemaker. It stung, hearing my name dragged through the mud, especially with that racist undertone, like I didn't belong here. But I stayed calm, focused. Sarah sent Linda a cease and desist letter, and that post vanished faster than Dee Dee's credibility. Then came the Carters' big movie, a letter from their lawyers, some outfit called Pratt, Snag and Flee, demanding I apologize, retract my police report, and pay $60,000 for Brandon's distress. Sarah called it legal fanfiction, and we saw our opening. One evening, I'm grabbing my mail, and here comes Dee Dee, strutting across the street, Brandon trailing like a sulky shadow. "Marcus, I assume you got our lawyer's letter," she says, smirking. "Time to make this right." I look her dead in the eye, calm as ever. "Dee Dee, I got it," and my lawyer's thrilled. She loves a good laugh. But let me tell you something. My job in DC, it's with a federal agency, sensitive stuff, and they don't take kindly to frivolous lawsuits or slander. They've got resources, Dee Dee, big ones, and they love digging into patterns like your family's history of skipping out on debts or Brandon's little ATV adventure. Her face freezes, that smug grin gone. "Federal?" she stammers. "Like the FBI?" I shrug. "Something like that. Point is, you might want to rethink this before it gets messy." Brandon's eyes widen, and for once, he's quiet. Dee Dee mumbles about a misunderstanding and scurries off, practically dragging her son. From there, it was game over. The police had Brandon's Instagram post, my locked garage evidence, his prior record: grand theft, auto, vandalism, reckless driving charges, and stuck. At his hearing, their lawyer tried arguing Scarlett was too tempting, but the judge shut that down fast. "So owning a nice car's a crime now?" he said, eyebrow raised. Brandon got 5 years probation, a fat fine, restitution payments he'll be making till he's 40, and 1,000 hours picking up trash. Dee Dee's courtroom theatrics black dress, fake tears didn't help. Outside, she tried one last rant to a news crew, screaming I was railroading her son with my government connections. But the prosecutor stepped in, cool as ice. Mr. Tate's the victim here, and the evidence is ironclad. Even Gerald snapped, yelling, Dee Dee, stop. You're ruining us. It aired on the 6 o'clock news, and the Carters were done. We settled the civil suit quickly, full value for Scarlett, which insurance covered, plus my deductible, a donation to a local youth program, and a public apology from Dee Dee in the Willow Creek Gazette. It was short, grudging, but seeing her name next to regrets her false statements felt like a victory. The Carters sold their house, packed a U-Haul, and slunk out of town. Word is they're in some Florida backwater now, still pulling their old tricks, but nobody's buying it. Me? I got a new Aventador, midnight blue, named Titan. She's a beast, and my garage is Fort Knox now, cameras, lasers, the works. Driving her through those same low-country roads, I feel whole again, like I took back my peace. Looking back, it wasn't just about the carrot, it was about standing up to people who think they can bully their way through life, who see someone like me and assume I don't belong. I didn't win because of my job or my car. I won because I didn't let their noise drown out the truth. But here's the thing, sometimes I wonder if I could have shut it down sooner. Maybe talk to Brandon before it escalated, or if Dee Dee's just a product of her insecurities. What do y'all think? Could I have played it differently? Or was this the only way to deal with that kind of crazy? Drop a comment. Share your stories. Have you ever faced a neighbor like this? Let's talk about it. And if you like this wild ride, share it with a friend. I'm Marcus, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.